Hi, everybody. All right, sorry for the delay. Actually, it's not a delay. We're switching to Tuesdays and Fridays. Trying to get a video out on a Monday, that's torture. It's Monday is not a good day for it, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So we're moving to Tuesdays. Here we are building the first version of the full version of the Glareshield. Starting off by cutting pieces of carbon fiber and giving you some healthy cracola. Oh, it's disgusting. We're basically we're prepping for the layup. We're going to cut 6 pieces, all the same size. That's going to be for the actual piece itself. We're going to, wax the surface of the mold area that we're using. We're going to get our peel ply all ready, etc., etc., and then we're going to lay this sucker up. So, with that in mind, let me just go over basically what the idea is. So, you got your pieces cut. You got them cut as close to the mold size as you can. That's to save resin, because why use excess resin? We're going to have the mold waxed up with release wax so that when you're done, the part will just sort of pop out. And then once we've got that ready, and we've got peel ply. So we got peel ply is the Dacron white fabric that we put on top to give it a nice even coat. I don't know, a nice even finish. Plus, it helps absorb excess resin. That has to be ironed. I know it sounds ridiculous because it's just material, it's just fabric, right? And once it's soaked with resin, it actually does pull tight. Here's the problem. If you have a wrinkle in your peel ply, because I've just learned this firsthand from doing this one right here, even though it looks tight, eventually it will redevelop that wrinkle. And when you pull your part off, you're like, huh, it's weird. Looks like a fabric wrinkle in the top of my piece. So yeah, the peel ply has to be perfectly flat. So there's also that. So we got the pieces cut. Apparently I'm not there. And then we're about to wax the whole thing up. We're going to weigh the fabric because we need to weigh it to get the amount of resin that we're going to need. And then we're going to lay this sucker up. While we're doing that, I'm just going to go over a quick rant to the InfoSec team at my company. InfoSec being information security. Those are the guys that make working on company-supplied computers a living hell. They can all go f*** themselves. Over the weekend, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to double down on stupid and require that everyone using one of their laptops has all kinds of new control and profiling software and didn't warn anybody. So now my computer, which isn't supplied by them, it's actually supplied by my client, I can't do any of the work that I need for my contracting company, like checking email, filling out timesheets, doing audits. I can't do any of that on my laptop now. Thank you, kids. All right, so we've weighed the fabric and we're making ourselves some resin. So, it's an easy process. It's a lot easier than it looks. It just takes a little bit of practice to make sure you get it right. So before we put the first layer of fabric on, we cover the area that we're working with some resin so that 1, it'll stick, and 2, you make sure that you have resin between your mold and your first layer of fabric. Now normally, so that would be what is considered the shiny side, is the one that's up against the mold. Normally, that is the side that you will be presenting to the world. Here, we're not doing that. Here, it's the opposite. So it doesn't really matter if it's perfect, but we do want it to be perfect. So you put the first layer on, it absorbs the resin that you've put onto the mold, you tap it down everywhere to make sure that there's resin that actually goes through it, and once you're happy with that, you soak that layer with more resin, and then you can put the next layer of cloth on. Then you just repeat the process. Tap it down with a brush everywhere to make sure that there's resin going through the fabric, and then once you're satisfied that you don't think that there's any air holes, then you add more resin on top so that the next layer can absorb that over and over again until you're happy. Once you're done with the final layer, that's when you can go ahead and put your peel ply on top, which gives it that nice uniform finish. There you saw me working with this there's also a little roller mechanism that you can use. It's actually a scalloped roller. It's not like a foam roller, it's metal. And you roll that over your work area, and that helps draw the air holes or the air pockets out from the bottom. So you'll see me occasionally rolling it over with that. So we're using 6 layers. That seems to be just the right amount to make it strong enough. So, because right, the idea behind this is that we're building this to make the glare shield itself strong. It's a very thin piece of metal. We want it strong so that you can't bend it. And it'll just have the secondary effect of being able to actually be a glare shield and keep the sun off of our eyes, which is really cool. All right, so contest updates. Thank you very much for everyone's submissions so far. They are fantastic. I love them all. Keep them coming. We've got another 4 or 5 days. We're going to take submissions right up until Sunday morning. And then next week's Tuesday video, I will announce the winner. So keep them coming. All right, let's see what else we got. Any updates? No. Any other rants? I can't think of any. California's finally all out of lockdown, back into a regular tier stage. So, hey, I might actually go outside and see the sun. All right, so there's the peel ply. And like I said, so you can't really tell, but there are actual wrinkles in it. And I'll see if I can get a picture of the piece. But the peel ply is great. It leaves the great finish, and it absorbs the excess resin, which is what you want. In the next video, we're going to come back out. We'll rip that peel ply off. We'll get the piece off, and you'll see how beautiful this really is. So, thanks for joining me, everyone. Have a happy Tuesday, and see you soon.